Folks, we'll go ahead and, Tom had sent an email, said that we'd call the meeting to order promptly at 5:30, so I'm gonna do like you said. Our guests, nobody's any different than what we have other than a couple of people on our program, so we'll get to them shortly. You have the minutes in the, let's see, has everybody got a packet?
It should be on the left side of your packet.
Minutes of the last call meeting.
Last two call meetings.
Last two call meetings.
No, actually, we just got one.
We got one set of minutes.
And I sent you over.
You did, but I was in the last.
Yeah. Come in, Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie, how are you?
Doing good, guys.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, Rob.
Ron, you come over here and have a
Sit
seat.
down.
As long as you don't say nothing, keep your mouth closed.
Are there any corrections to those minutes, or is there a motion to approve?
So moves. If I can do that.
Mark seconds. Now, if you're the chairman, Brian, you can do whatever you want.
Well, we all know better than that. We're gonna find that out.
Yeah. All in favor of the motion indicate by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. I don't think that any introduction is required, but just for the formality of it, we went through at our last meeting recommending that Tom Jenkins be recommended to the Board of County Commissioners as our economic development coordinator, and that has gone from EDC to the county commissioner. So, Tom, welcome, and we look forward to working with you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I look forward to working with you all too. First of all, I'd like to commend my predecessor, Trevor Dalton. Trevor worked hard, accomplished some things under y'all's guidance, Business Development Center and CEC certification, and several other things. So we can look forward to continue to follow in those steps and do that work. I think we've got a lot of challenges ahead of us. It's not the best time to be stepping into these shoes, but I think we've got a good community. We've got some good opportunities. We've got some challenges. Some things I would like to do is, of course, job one to me will be the retention and expansion of our local businesses and industries. Number two, building product. We need to look for places where we can put type of manufacturing business concerns we're looking at. I think we all agree we're not going to get any large industry anymore. It's going to be more along the lines of 50, 75 employees, somewhere along the lines of maybe what you're doing out there at Tech Time, John. We've got a good opportunity in software with Boston West David. I have met Luke that's worldwide renowned. I guess the Cadillac of rural internet. And there's tourism is still strong. One thing we do need to work at, especially with Southwestern and Tommy Dennison, is workforce development. So we have a lot of challenges ahead of us that we've got to get through, and there's I've met a lot of people in the county who are looking forward to moving forward. So I look forward to it, Mr. Chairman.
Good. We have a new representative from the North Carolina Department of Commerce that has recently been hired, and Tom and Jack and I met with her last week, and she was supposed to be here tonight. I'm not sure whether she's on her way or not. Her name is Jennifer Hodgson. Her office is located in Bryson City, where the Department of Commerce was before. She's from Cherokee County, and had worked with some industrial people over there. So if she shows up, we put her back on the agenda, but just to give you that information. We also have Tommy Dennison with us tonight. He's the Southwestern Community College Building and Industry Training Coordinator. Tommy, welcome. Thank you for coming. And we'll allow you to tell us about what you're doing and
sure
how you'd like to work with us.
Yeah, well, no, thank you all for your time and thank you for the invite. I really appreciate it. new to the position at SCC, about a month, but I come from about an 8.5-year span in banking, both with SunTrust and State Employees Credit Union.
I'm sorry.
That's why he changed it.
Y'all want to switch seats?
But no, I'm really excited to be on board, and you know, to mimic what Tommy said, you know, I think that there's a lot of good synergy that's about to happen that I think that we can all work together and create for Macon County. In workforce development, one of the things that I've been charged with is to get out in the community and let small businesses know that we're here as a resource to help them, you know, either start a new business or to expand with what they currently have. And then also with that, on the customized training side with companies like Tectone, Caterpillar, ConNet, some of the ones I work with in the area, if they're doing you know, productivity enhancement, basically training to their current workforce or hiring new people, we can create a training program that, if it meets the guidelines, gets approved through the state. So there's a lot of good things going on, and you know, I really just look to be a great resource in the community, and if there's anything that I can do to help or you know, get folks pointed in the right direction, I really look forward to working with everybody any way that I can. But did y'all have any questions for me? I'll do my best to answer the very best that I can.
Tommy, I will forward all the contact.
Okay, great. But I've got a stack of cards I can also leave as well too. But you know, I think there's a lot of, you know, good things that are gonna, I think, put momentum in some good directions as far as new staff, and we've got a new president here at the university.
As we've talked with employers over the past few months and worked with some of them, your area is certainly has some needs that we need to approach, and I'm sure Tom will be in touch with you as we identify those people and identify their needs. Be good that we can work together on it.
Absolutely.
And is your office over in Silva?
It's actually here. Yeah, I'm right here.
That's what's good, they put one around here in Macon.
Yeah, so I usually will be here Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, Tuesdays, Thursdays. I may be in Silva as needed, but I can always be reached via email or phone, and you know, it's nothing to drive from one county to the next. So if I'm needed, I'll be here.
Okay. Again, we appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Tom, you've got a report for us?
Yes, sir. If you look on your left-hand side of your packet, top of my 2-week report, just to piggyback on what Tommy said, I'm really pleased that we've actually got 2 new sources at our disposal now with Tommy and Jennifer Hodgson at Commerce. Jennifer also has a background in the workforce too. So that's going to be a real plus for us. On my report, basically, I won't go through it all line by line, but I met with a lot of stakeholders and people that have an interest in Macon County the last couple of weeks. Met with Duke Energy, Mike Gouge with Sanford Holzhauser discussing product development in Macon County. I have Advantage West over here, Scott Hamilton and Tom Johnson, their CEO. Worked with Tony Angel to update the website, and that's a work in progress. I think we've got most of the contact information and most of the stats right. That's a day-by-day thing, and one of my goals is to come with a new website plan with y'all in the future, because I think website, 90% of it you can get cut out real quick. They eliminate 90% of them just from looking at your website prospects. A couple of other things, of course, met with Tim and David Hubbs. Talked about economic development, talked about the hospital and our alignment with Vision Health and how we can partner with them to make Angel the flagship of healthcare in far western North Carolina. Traveled to Highlands, Thursday and met with Mr. Sheridan McClellan and Greg Drake, Brian Steeler. Is that correct? Okay. And of course, Mr. Chenoweth is sockless then too.
You don't wear socks when it's under 15 degrees.
Also, on Saturday, I attended Caterpillar's open house and toured their new facility, storm shelter, which sounds like a bomb shelter, and it pretty much is. But it also has a use as a meeting room, training facilities. They've got a room full of computers in there for training and office space. So they're really excited about their expansion there and their commitment to Macon County. And I met their product manager, Tim Bennett, and we talked about a visit soon with, of course, Tommy and Jennifer and any other stakeholders that can assist in and making sure that they're well taken care of in Macon County. I had a phone conference with Deputy Secretary Dale Carroll towards the end of the week. We discussed business and industry expansion and retention in Macon County. He's got some ideas on that, and we'll be meeting up soon on that.
I'm not clear, why Caterpillar building?
They have done, well, not bombed, a storm shelter is a correct.
Missile speed, test missile moment, and that.
They are building those at a lot of their facilities, and I wasn't offered an explanation.
I just wondered if there's something I didn't know.
It does have other uses than just the big empty concrete piers. There's probably some benefit insurance-wise. Of course, Chairman Shatley and Jack and Vice Chair West and I met with Jennifer Hodgson. Had a good meeting with her. Getting down a little more to the meat, I did have an opportunity to meet with a potential manufacturing startup and promptly referred them to other resources for business development planning. As that plays along, we'll certainly address that. Also, met with a commercial realtor concerning potential retail location for a large retail tenant in the Franklin area. And we'll see how that plays out. I'll keep Mr. Chairman informed of that. Need to take appropriate action, we'll do so. Also, a phone conference with owner of available manufacturing space concerning possible relocation of small manufacturing operations. So those are all ongoing projects or suspects, as we say in real estate, where they become prospects. And also coordinated local participation and attended the Advantage Westfall Summit last night. It was a good summit, talked a lot about workforce development, and a lot of the program, the name Drake and Balsam West popped up a lot during that meeting. Mark went, the mayor went. They were all, actually, we sort of stole the show from the Duncan County factory.
I wasn't even there, I don't.
Well, if your ears are burning, it was in a good way. But we had 10 attend from Macon County. Mark, like I say, Mark and Jack and Joe. We were sponsored at a supporter level at no cost to either. And if you flip to the other page, Business Development Center update. The signage has been ordered for the building, so we should have it up as soon as it gets in. Steve Leopard is actually going to install that for us, so we'll save some money there. Thanks to that, good thinking about conserving resources. Our tenants, of course, we've got 4X, which is they're up and running with their foreign currency exchange. That's a really interesting operation. If you'd like to take a look at it sometime, just give me a call and I'll call there. He's really not much on people going up and beating on the door, but we can set that up so we don't see. Unit E, we've got appointed home, which acknowledge that the lease has been executed. She has moved in. Her name is Debbie Green. She does sort of home decor, kind of some small manufacturing and sales. She was planning on selling in the local market and online. Com Control, and I believe, is that the correct thing for that? I don't have the lease. Because I saw
Communications
communications.
Center Services, I think.
Okay.
Center Services is, it's what it goes by, Com Center Services, I believe it is. That's what it's on-site, reporting for public safety departments.
We've got the lease, Chester has done the lease, and it's just awaiting his signature. The tenant does have the lease. Of course, Whitley is still in Unit A. Unit B is available. We'll be doing some cleaning up and getting that unit ready for our next tenant. Unit B, 3,672 square feet. That's cleaned out. Whitley has a few things in it that we're looking towards cleaning that up and making it available. Bathrooms and the hall have been cleaned up. County maintenance is going to be a job on getting us ready for that. So we should be up and running on all that. And we'll continue to try to use those other buildings. Those leases run for a year. So we can reevaluate at the end of the year, and we're not taking any raise, we're just patching them and setting them free on their own. So our goal is not to keep people moving.
Are all of these brand new businesses entirely or?
4X is a new business. He started in his home, but he decided he needed a better location than one for broadband access when he was having to go from his house to McDonald's to make trades. Because he couldn't get internet access from his house. But his operation is, he's got several monitors on the wall, and it's pretty impressive, at least to a layman like me. Appointed home, Deborah Green was actually in the home decor business. She was doing homes and cashers and Highlands, decorating them, of course, when the market went south in real estate. She has refocused, she's reinvented herself. So that is a new business. Com Control, I believe that's a
fairly new business. The fellow who's responsible for that has had some experience in doing this, but he hadn't had a location in order to set it up and get started in. So this is, although he may have had some inroads, kind of like Deborah did at home, he hadn't had a location that he can actually grow his business in.
Yeah, they've been basically just started.
Well, the only reason I ask is not us, but I wondered if we needed to see if we could direct them to some resources if they need help with their business plan.
And we've done that
now.
We've actually done that.
I think Deborah Green's worked with BizWorks or.
Yeah, she's worked with BizWorks, and actually, she's got Tommy's information number, so they're aware of what's out there. Barry Taylor, he seems to know what he's doing. I don't know how you would get much training on that.
I didn't mean to slow you down. I was just curious.
Well, no, and that's an important point. You don't need to have them out there building, they need those resources to be trained. And of course, in Unit A, we still have Whitley, that is gone, I think from your last meeting, we do have a lease with Whitley. So, and they are paying the units. So in good shape there. We've got 2 units available, and we're working on marketing those. Any clients that you all might know, just please direct them. Other highlights, Drake Software, of course, is required. Companion's Gruntworks family of products. And emailed Phil yesterday and asked him, if I was going to have, what benefit that would have to make a county He said that he's gonna be adding 3 full-time jobs and 40 part-time jobs in Macon County immediately. And he also mentions that some of that part-time work might turn into full-time work later. That's a good lick for us right there. Of course, you know, Phil also told me that the new building in Frogtown is open, and they've got 37,500 feet that Drake is using, and you can see the Drake now. Caterpillar, of course, we've already talked about that. Their storm shelter expansion. Mr. Chairman, that concludes my report.
Okay,
I'll be glad to answer any questions. If I don't know the answer, I'll find them out.
So this is what you did in 2 weeks?
Yes, sir.
I would assume once you get your feet on the ground, you'll actually get something more accomplished.
Well, I started to tear that down, so y'all wouldn't be looking at twice that in a monthly report.
Jeez, old Pete, you're doing good.
But, well, you know, we've got a lot to do, and it's going to be a challenge, but I'm looking forward to it. There's people who really want to move forward in this county, so
Tom, while you were giving your report, Jennifer Hopkins slipped in behind you.
Sorry, I went to the wrong campus.
Jennifer, we had talked about you and your tardiness and so forth.
I'm sorry.
We'll give you an opportunity I've told them who you are and what you're doing, but I'll give you the opportunity to talk to us and tell us a little bit about what you're up to.
Okay.
We know you drive pretty fast.
I'm late for one thing. Well, like I said, my name is Jennifer Hogshead. I just recently started with the Department of Commerce back in October. I'm working with the new and expanding industry in the area. I have 7 counties. Looking forward to working with you guys to help maintain jobs and maybe create some more.
And your 7 counties are Haywood and West?
Yes. Yes.
And let's see, Jennifer, you had some background in workforce development at Tri-County, correct?
I did. I started out in the industry. I have 7 years experience with doing financial analyst work for one of the major industries over in Cherokee County. And then I went to Tri-County Community College where I coordinated the workforce development as well as the Jobs Now program. And then came to do this. So looking forward to that. Very excited about all the new and exciting opportunities and hoping that we can all work together and make great things happen.
Jennifer, thank you for coming.
Thank
We look
you.
forward
Sorry
to
about
working.
being late.
That's okay. We look forward to you and Tommy and Tommy all working together, and for the benefit of our EDC members, that position has been vacant in Western North Carolina for approximately 2 years.
Yes.
And we have all written letters and complained to the Department of Commerce, and finally that heard us. So we welcome you, Jennifer.
Thank you so
Look forward
much.
to
I
working with you.
appreciate it.
I've got a quick question, if I could. Just kind of point of clarification for me. So is your position basically trying to pull the pieces together, if you will, between industry and training? Is that the kind of thing you do?
We do work closely with the community college to provide training. We also work with other industries, the Rural Center, a lot of the grant organizations, organizations to help businesses obtain loans if they need them. A lot of those kinds of things to help businesses just address whatever their needs are at the current time.
So you're really looking to, it would be fair to say, basically your purview of what you're doing is to facilitate what's already here and make sure it stays, if I can say it that way, as opposed to you personally going out and trying to recruit new business. You're just trying to be responsive to what the needs are. Is that
Well, actually, I do both.
Okay.
If an opportunity presents itself and I feel like that the area has something that fits the need of the business that's seeking to relocate, then I would help, with the cooperation of your team here, to put together an incentive package for potential industries to come into the area. Sometimes they have situations where they may be looking at another facility in, say, South Carolina versus North Carolina. So we would have to put a package together for that company for them to make their determination on where they were going to locate.
A lot of Commerce's leads come from Raleigh.
Yes.
And they contact her, and she facilitates that to the counties.
So,
And sometimes that goes, she also works on helping local businesses with, or businesses she knows that are trying to expand or relocate with incentive packages. So it's sort of going both ways.
so if Raleigh got were a nibble from a site location company or another Google or Facebook or something interested in North Carolina, you would hear about that, and you could make sure we knew about that in time to maybe get a seat at the table
That's
where
my
their
hope, yes.
discussions are being had.
Hopefully at the front of the line from Macon County.
That's her job.
They'll put you on the spot, Jennifer.
That's okay. That's all right. Break me right.
Jennifer will be probably one of the first points of contact, if anything comes from Raleigh or comes from here that needs Department of Commerce involvement. She'll be the person that's closest to us on a daily basis to work with us on that. And she has a lot of resources, I'm sure, that she can call upon from the Department of Commerce to be able to bring in and put together things if we need them. But she's the key person here as far as our contact with the Department of Commerce, I guess.
Yeah, and a lot of that has to do with retention also. We'll be doing a lot of site visits in Macon County together, along with Tommy and the other stakeholders.
Where is your office?
My office is in Bryson City. It's at the old Almond School, the southwestern location there. So I'm within arm's reach.
And she came with, I saw Deputy Secretary Carroll last night, and he had nothing but a glowing report, so they're looking forward to working with you.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Tom, the next two items on our agenda is the 2012 meeting schedule and an EDC retreat.
Yes, sir, and you should have a meeting schedule on the very last page of your packet. That should be the third Tuesday of every month, but now that is, if we need to have a discussion about changing, I think we've got somewhat of a conflict with Highlands Town Board meetings. Am I right on that?
Do they normally meet the same as this time? Steve, do you know?
They used to meet on Wednesdays.
I thought it was Wednesday.
But I think they moved it from Wednesday to Tuesday just real recently. I can find out.
We've still got a little time to team that up. So. But anyway, that's the that's the proposed schedule. So if we have to work around that, we will. I've also set a date as the first Saturday in February for us to have an EDC retreat, which will be Saturday morning, early afternoon retreat. Nothing fancy, but I'll get with Mr. Chairman, and we'll figure out a time and place.
Other business.
I'd like to say something, Mr. Chairman, if I could. Tommy's been on board with us for 2 weeks now, and his office is just 2 or 3 doors down from mine. He's usually there when I come in the morning. He's usually there when I go home at night. That was my job. Before Tommy came to work, I was usually the first one there and the last one to leave, but he's taking that over now. So I can tell you from personal experience, he's at it every day, all day long, working hard at it. And not only is he doing that, we had a chance to visit with a lot of folks last night over at the Advantage West annual summit. And we all know that Tommy knows a lot of people, but if you don't believe it, just go to a function like that. Everybody I talked to was very complimentary of Tommy and very complimentary of the county and the EDC being able to get him in this position. And so I think by all accounts, it's a good move. I hope I think it's a good move for Tommy. I think it will be, and it's certainly an excellent move for the county and the Economic Development Commission, because we're very fortunate to have somebody with Tommy's background and his abilities with so many contacts from the local level all the way to the state level. So if we fail in doing what we need to do on economic development, it won't be because we don't have the tools or the right person to do it. So I think there is a real opportunity here, and we got the new folks to work with us, Department of Commerce and community college and so forth. So we, as I told someone recently, there's not a whole lot of activity going on right now. Macon County is poised as soon as the opportunity arrives. I think this county and this EDC is going to be set to go, and should be ready to hit the ground running. So we're just looking at that opportunity. I'm looking forward to it. I think next year is going to be a good year for us.
Well, somebody reminded me the other day that you're only as good as your next success. So, I'll try to remember that every day.
Thank you, Jack, and I would concur with everything you say, and I think Tommy will create the activity that we need. So, and I think I can speak for the rest of the EDC board. I've talked with most of them on an individual basis about this situation. I think he'll get the full support of the Economic Development Commission.
He's got the full support of the Board of County Commissioners. We've got two of them here tonight, and so they're all very supportive of our contract arrangement with Tommy and Tommy's company, and nothing but good report so far. So
It's only 2 weeks in,
I did promise Tommy. I said, if you get us another industry, put in another 100, 200 jobs, we're probably going to take a look at your compensation to see if we can make an adjustment. So, but I would emphasize he'll work hard. If it's out there, we'll find it. I've got full confidence he'll do a great job work. We're just very fortunate to work out this way.
We're trying to do a better job from the county standpoint. We're trying not to get outshone by the town of Franklin next time we have a meeting. They must have a good meal over there something there. What was it?
Oh, you on Wolfgang stuff?
No, I'm talking about last night.
Oh.
Y'all had 3 town aldermen there. You were
Oh, it was just heavy hors d'oeuvres, but they did have beer.
I knew it had to be something. You should have let me know that.
Yeah, they were called heavy hors d'oeuvres, but they weren't real heavy.
No, they weren't.
Maybe they make it heavy.
Yeah.
But before we get too carried away here, we better get back to what we're doing. I've got 2 things for other business. One is Jack, a follow-up of our discussion about updating our bylaws, and I've talked to Tom about it, and if I may, can I just assign that to the 2 of you to talk about it, and then we'll talk about it in more detail at our next meeting.
I'd be glad to. I will make one footnote on that. We were looking back through some of the original documentation where the Economic Development Commission was set up. I think it was 1970. And I told somebody before we looked at the documents, I said, I bet you find his name in there. And guess what? He's the first one on the list in 1970 when we started economic development. And
He's gonna be a 40-year pension pretty soon.
Would you double my salary?
Yeah, well, double and triple, you know. So
Are we out of compliance with anything in the bylaws?
we probably are. And the county made some changes in the format. Back about 4 years ago, we had originally, when I came back to work over here, we had 4 or 5 people on EDC. And that's
We had
all.
5.
Right.
Well, where we are, David, is we have an old set of bylaws, and then 2.5, 3 years ago, we did the strategic plan.
Changes, but we didn't update the bylaws.
And took it to the commissioners, and they approved it, but we never did incorporate it into our bylaws. So that's what we're like. The other piece of business we have is we have two members whose term expire in January. One is Connie Hare, and I think everyone here would be in good order to ask for reappointment for her. The other one is Gary Dills, and Gary hadn't been working with us for the last year, and so we need a new name to present to the commissioners as a recommendation. One name that has come to my attention and to some others, and an individual that has expressed interest in serving on this board is Farrell Jameson. Farrell has a lot of insight into Caterpillar as he worked there and retired there, as well as CR. He's also on the Franklin Town Board, and is active in a lot of areas. So that's a name that has been presented to us, and if there are any others, well, we'd certainly be willing to talk about those as well.
Farrell would be a good addition. He would bring us some insight in the manufacturing process. And, I think we have bankers, we have people with varying backgrounds, but I think that might be good to tap into that.
Do you want to make that an action recommendation?
I think we should, and that way we can have it to the county commission. We won't be meeting again until January. So that would be a recommendation to the county commission, and of course it's their decision as to whether they would accept our recommendation.
You mentioned Farrell, was there one other one?
Connie Harris, reappointed.
She's reappointed.
Reappointed, yes.
Yeah, one thing, I don't know, we're in the process of, trying to figure out what we want to do with certain boards and everything else, and this board has never even come up, but we're just trying to make some decisions on that, and depending on what it is, we might, hold any nominations just in advance until we can, but that should be settled hopefully in December when we, come to a decision. I don't think that this board ever even came up with any of it. I don't think it was one of the ones we would consider. It could be, but anyway, we'll know in December, so we should be able to get that on board and bring it down. Or whoever, like you said. I would make a motion that we ask the commission to reappoint Connie to reappoint, I think she's only served one term, and then appoint Farrell James to succeed Gary Gibbs.
Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second.
Discussion? All in favor indicate by aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Did Gary just kind of play out, or did he resign, or what was that?
Gary, he never did resign. He just faded out. He did an awful lot of work on our entrepreneur program. Actually, he and Bob Scott did the majority of the work, and then Gary somehow became disillusioned with the amount of paperwork that had to be sent in, and said, "Well, push it off to somebody else." And Trevor Dalton picked it up and did a good job in finishing it.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, the entrepreneur, CEC, is that?
CEC,
And
yes.
Mr. Chairman, we're probably going to have to revisit that committee and see, because I'm not so sure. After that process, I'm not sure. From the planning process to the implementation might require some readjustment.
Some additional work.
Good thing about it, Tommy knows all about CECs, having worked with Advantage West for the past several years, to create programs.
I always looked at it from 30,000 feet. When I started looking at how hard it was to do, I thought, well, thought of this crow.
Well, at least you'll know who to contact
Yeah.
to help us.
Yeah. We know where the fire department is.
Does anyone else have anything that we need to discuss tonight?
Mr. Chairman, I have one item. I believe, do we re-elect officers in January?
In January.
So right now you're being scheduled for, keep on the same schedule as the 17th, which is, it's on Tuesday. No, it's not a meeting scheduled for December unless something were to come up.
We usually just do it in open session.
So if something were to come up, that would require or demand, some input or recommendation from the Economic Development Commission, there's a possibility you could have a special call meeting during December, but otherwise the next regular scheduled meeting back on track again would be January 17th here. So,
One other item, information item, December 1st, Advantage West will be hosting a broadband update. Some people from MCNC will be here to handle some stimulus money for broadband. Recently, Dr. Grubbs will be here from Boston West, and Frontier Communications will also be represented. It'll just be an update for interested parties about broadband deployment in western North Carolina. So if y'all have an opportunity, it will be informative. So please attend if you can. I will get an email out on that too. So.
That give us 4G?
Do what?
Will that give us the 4G?
The fiber will give you anything you want. The 4G is what you put on the towers. You know, that's a different thing. But I'm not sure Dr. Grove knows how to find it.
You don't think he has on his GPS?
Doesn't look for a picture of him in the background.
Mark and Johnny, we met your schedule.
Yeah, thank you.
Stand adjourned.
Fastest meeting ever.
Yeah.